year is like end of 2021, maybe it was 2022. I place a phone call to my little sister. I have two siblings, right? And one that's 9 years younger than me. And I call her specifically for a very specific reason. I need to understand this thing called Instagram. I'm asking her questions like, hey sis, what is a story? And how is that different than a post? I'm like, yo, what is this live thing and how do you go live? I literally didn't understand the platform at all. Anybody besides me ever placed a call to a younger person to understand a media platform before? Yeah, look, everybody has, right? And the reason I was doing this is because I had built my business of selling real estate in high volume primarily through telemarketing, right? Making cold calls to strangers, finding out what their goals and objectives were, presenting my service, and getting compensated when I help them to accomplish their goals. Because that's what really selling is just solving people's problems. I heard a quote though that really stuck with me, and it said, if you're a shitty marketer, you need to become a rock star salesperson. I am a recovering shitty marketer. So I turned myself into a rock star salesperson. I would prospect 3 hours a day, 6 days a week, rain or shine, 280 something days a year. And it worked. The challenge was though, is I noticed that things were changing around me. Anybody besides me notice that the world's changing very rapidly and very quickly? Yeah. All you have to do is look at these young bucks. What is it? The Logan brothers? They're the sharpest knives in the drawer. They made like $45 million last year. Because what they did is they parlayed attention into products and services and into boxing matches and into podcasts and all these other things. Okay, Kim Kardashian, yeah? Smartest knife in the drawer? Nope. Parlayed attention into Skims and she's a billionaire. How interesting. So we're living in a world where now distribution is free. Do you know how much it used to cost you to get on TV? You either had to be exceptionally talented or you need a lot of money. Do you need anybody's permission to post on YouTube now? It's permissionless leverage, guys. You know what you use it for instead of marketing though? Entertainment. Such an enormous waste of this amazing platforms that we have at our disposal. Do you know how much it used to cost you to get on the radio? You either had to be super fucking talented or you needed a lot of money. Do you need anything to shoot a podcast now? Do you need anybody's permission? No. How much money it would take in that previous world before these platforms democratized distribution? That is what has happened, guys. We just don't view it that way. The way we view it is, oh, I can see what my friends are doing. That is so cool. Oh, this can entertain me. Guys, it's silly. We have an opportunity to build a personal brand. So I realized that I didn't really understand this. And I didn't know what the way was, but I was either going to find the way or wake to me because my sister telling me what stories were wasn't going to cut it. So what I did is I did what I normally do when I don't know something, is I get proximity. Guys, proximity is power. You are one relationship away from changing your family tree for the rest of your life. I've probably had 5 of those relationships in my life. I grew up in a household, family never made more than $50,000, $60,000 a year. If the car broke down, my dad had to get a second job delivering pizzas in order to pay for the $900 transmission. Anybody know what I'm talking about? Anybody had that experience before? Yeah, 65% of us have. Because even though this is the richest country in the world, 65% of people live paycheck to paycheck. So there's a very high degree of probability that you'll know what I'm saying. So I needed to get proximity. So what I did is I reached out to my brother from another mother, Jose Morales. He's my sponsor at EXP. He's been a coaching client of mine for about 10 years. And I said, hey bro, who do you know that does media the best? Because he's in a mastermind that you have to own 25 doors just to get in, okay? Expensive mastermind, about 30,000 bucks. I'm like, who in your group does media the best? He said, look dude, there's 3 people who have courses and stuff. Nobody makes more money than Ryan. I was like, who's Ryan? Ryan Pineda. Ryan, like him or hate him, has 6 different businesses that do $1 million a month in revenue. You know what his main client acquisition channel is? Media. Do you know how old he is? Like 34.
Media as in YouTube?
Media as in YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, correct. So I said, okay, makes sense. So just a little pro tip, if you want to get proximity, find somebody that's doing what you're doing and pay them to learn what they know. It is immature to imagine that you can call me and be like, hey, do you want to go out for coffee sometime? I don't need your fucking coffee money. You want to go out for lunch sometime? No, it's not an effective use of time. I'm very busy. So to get proximity to Ryan, I paid him 25,000 bucks to teach me media. Okay? Now some of you might be like, oh, that's outrageous. Okay, attention is currency. When I say the word currency to you, what pops into your head? Money. So if that's what's true, I should be willing to trade money for what? Attention. Does that make sense? So my content creators were on calls with his content creators for a full year. And you know what we did? We sucked everything out of their heads. And now I no longer am unclear about what these platforms are for and how to use them or what the life cycle of attention is. And I've used these platforms to build two separate businesses that earn 7 figures. So I believe that everybody in this room with the right understanding of leverage, with the right understanding of what these platforms are for and actually how to use them, can do anything that I've done in less time. I've spent the last 17 years of my career selling 2,000 homes, 80% of that business being listings sold. I created a coaching company, 100 coaching clients, 30 one-on-ones, 12 of them make over $1 million a year. I own part of an office, I sold it back, and in 21 months have attracted 275 agents to the Elite Builders DXP. You can clap that up. In a marketplace that is, right? Marketplace went down, but we're growing. Why? There's a difference between company momentum and personal momentum. If you have personal momentum, you'll grow in any marketplace. I don't care what's taking place. So what we're gonna do for the next, 30, 45 minutes is I'm gonna go over with you what I've learned about media and how I'm deploying it, right? So that way you can start to garner some attention and we can get more of your unfair share of the business. Who's up for this? Say aye. Aye. I'm sorry, this is like $1 million worth of game for free. Who's up for this? Say aye. Aye. Good. All right, so I believe that anybody who teaches a class on media should show you their profiles and their metrics. Do you know why? Most of you guys as agents go to meetings where somebody's teaching media and they have 2,000 followers. You want to tell me how that fucking makes sense? You're laughing because it's true. They're on panels with 2,000 followers trying to teach you about media. It's ridiculous. Let's check it out. So here's my YouTube metrics, okay? 263,000 views in the last 28 days. How many people fit in a stadium?
Not that many.
80,000? So that is 3 stadiums full of people watching me. Interesting. Almost 10,000, 9,000 hours of watch time. That's a year's worth of watch time in 28 days. Let me ask you a question. Can you talk to a year's worth of people in 28 days? No matter how many cold callers you have? Nope. Because this is anywhere on planet Earth that there's an internet connection. Do you realize, like if you were around 200 years ago, if you had the best idea on the planet, do you know what you were limited to? The people in your village to tell them about it. That's fucking it. You know what this allows you to do? I can scour the billions of people that are on the planet and find the 6,000, the 10,000, the 100,000 that are into me and how I do it. Make sense? And look at that. You know what that means? We're monetized. That means that now YouTube is paying, yes, team, YouTube is paying us to run ads on our platform, which subsidizes production. Instagram, 487,000 accounts reached in the last 90 days. Go back to how many people were in a stadium? 80,000? What is that? 6 stadiums full of people watching your boy like this. I've had a couple people ask me, why am I wearing glasses inside? Here's the answer. The last time I did a talk like this, I had the glasses on. I was dressed up as Travis Kelce, right? For Halloween. My wife was, what's her name?
Taylor Swift.
Exactly, Taylor Swift. It's funny, I remember Travis, but not her. So anyway, and I'm giving the talk, and immediately as the talk starts, I'm like, oh, I need to take my glasses off. And then you know what the next thought that popped into my head immediately was? Leave them on. Do you know why? People can't resist talking shit about him. One post that I did got over 200,000 views. Half of them are like, oh, look at this guy with glasses on the inside. He's such an asshole. Who does he think he is? I'll never trust people with glasses on the inside, right? Look at me. If you can get half the population to hate your guts, you can become president of the United States. You guys are just afraid to get attention. You know what short form content is? 60-second content? It's like sitting in a room of billions of people and going like this. Hey, 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 hey! Why are people going to want to look at you? Because you're like, here are the 4 ways to do a home inspection. No! They're going to fucking swipe immediately. The only person watching that is your mom or your family. It's boring. You understand? So, my intention in showing this is not to brag or boast. It's to demonstrate to you, okay, the proof is in the progress. We've clearly figured this out because 2 years ago, what my feeds were was my wife posting pictures of our kids and what they were doing, which nobody gives a shit about, okay, except our loved ones. So, the reason why I crossed through this is I believe it is no longer social media. We should get rid of that term. It's just media. So when I say media to you, what companies pop in your head immediately? What's a media company? Warner Brothers. What else? Comcast. What else? Fox. What else? Yeah, particularly news. It's fucking entertainment. Huh? Google. Okay. How about like Disney? Are they a media company? What do they all have in common?
Great content.
And entertain you. Do you see? You need to be, look at me, entertaining. not fucking boring. Do you understand? But honestly, what stops us from being entertaining? Judgment, ego. I'm too cool to wear glasses on the inside. People are gonna make fun of me. Oh God, I'm so sad about the people that are gonna talk shit. You realize in 100 years, everybody you know will be dead. Everybody. You think you're that important? You were on a ball spinning around a burning ball of fire at 66,000 miles an hour. Like, and from the last I could tell, this happens once. Why do I give a shit what other people think? That's the main barrier to entry. I want you to understand this. But it's no longer social, it's just media. And as such, it needs to be valuable information that is entertaining. Let me ask you a question. Talking to people about how appraisals are done, is that valuable information? Do you notice the energy in the room? Everybody's like, Is it valuable? Tell me the truth. No, it's not. Because everybody fucking knows it already. Do you see what I'm saying? It needs to be valuable information, but also presented in an entertaining way. Because you're competing with all of these different people for their attention. Make sense? Okay, so it's no longer on the social graph, it's on the interest graph. Here's what I mean by that, is when these platforms came out, it was originally social. So what would Facebook do? Facebook would show you everything that your friends are doing. Then you know what platform came along? TikTok. TikTok only shows you stuff that you're fucking interested in. It is no longer on the social graph, it is now on the interest graph. But all you guys are still doing social. Do me a favor, pull out your phone. Pull up your Instagram profile right now. Yup, I know. Pull it up. Let me see it. Hold on. I love you. This is why I'm doing this, okay? It's not loading. I can see it.
What?
Who's got one that I can see?
My followers?
Yeah. No. They're just profile. So, and I love you, Chris, but this is why we're doing this, okay? There's a picture of somebody in a wedding dress. There's a picture of people playing dominoes. There's a picture of him and some old people. There's a picture of like a kid. There's a picture of his kid and more kids and more kids. This is all on the what graph?
Social.
That is why he has approximately 282 followers. Is anybody noticing this? Do you feel the energy in the room? Everybody's like, boo, fuck, I'm doing it wrong. Yes, thank you. Appreciate that. Do you see what I'm saying? Is yours the same?
I know.
Let me see. So I see here, are you talking in some of these videos?
Some of them.
Okay. Working out, pictures of people standing together, family members, I have no idea who they are, picture of a cruise ship, like I care, other people. You have a wealth of knowledge. You have built a 7-figure business, correct? Yeah. Yes. Why are you not sharing with people specifically how you've done that? What the pitfalls are? What they can learn from you? Because I'm curious, would they be interested in that? Yes. Are they interested in whoever these people are?
Well, I'm not marketing to other agents.
No, I understand that. Not to other agents. I'm saying even for your business. Even to monetize what you know. Because could you create a course and sell it on how to do it? 100%. You may not want to do that. Correct. But the point is let me ask you a question. If you have a personal brand, will it serve you as time progresses? Do you know why? Because you have built-in customers. Make sense? Thank you. So it's the interest graph, not the social graph. Okay? Now, attention equals currency. It's actually more valuable than money. Why is it more valuable than money? Tell me. Who could tell me?
It attracts more followers.
Okay, it attracts more followers. What else? Who could tell me why attention is more valuable than money? This is so good. Guys, we live with these platforms and we don't know the answers to these things.
That's what brings in the money.
It's what brings in the money. What else?
It works 24/7.
Wow.
Not fair. She's married to you.
That's true.
You can get it from anywhere.
It works let me ask you a question. Can you guys work 24 hours, 7 days a week?
No.
Can you work anywhere on the planet where there's an internet connection? Well, you can with this, but can you do it in your physical body? No. So not only is it highly leveraged, the other real value is that the audience compounds. What do I mean by the audience compounding?
It's like the idea of a super fan. That person shares it, and that person shares it.
Yeah.
It's exponential.
Yeah, so being that the audience compounds, it means that the audience gets bigger over time. You guys all understand compound interest, right? That's why you invest money. You're compounding. So as the audience grows, what does that mean you can do with that audience? Monetize it in all different kinds of ways, right? Sell courses, sell real estate, get leads for buyers and sellers, attract people to companies, hire people, all different types of things. You think people who have tons of attention have any problem hiring anybody? You think Grant Cardone has any shortage of people that are filling out applications to join his company? All he has to do is post one post and he gets like 1,000 people, right? Why? Because he has a lot of attention. And frequency equals familiarity. So here's what's really cool. Brad, you came from where to attend?
Orlando.
Orlando, Florida. Clap it up for him. Let's go. And check this out. Have we ever met in the physical form until today? And how long have you been interacting with me in the digital world? Few months. And in those few months, when you met me in person, did you feel like you knew me? For sure. You know why? Frequency equals familiarity. Guys, what's the foundation of doing business? Relationships. Do you know what this does? You can send your digital form out to people that they can form a what? Relationship with. It's called a parasocial relationship. Let me ask you guys a question. Have you ever had like somebody that you were a super fan of, whether it's like Shakira or like some sort of artist or somebody who, now he gets the idea, now he's gonna start streaming it. So somebody that you watch in movies all the time and you hear something happens to them and you're like, oh my God, I can't believe it happened to them, and you feel like they're your family member. You know what's a little secret? They're fucking not. But you what? Feel like you formulated a what with them? Like you know them. Guys, you could do this too. Frequency equals familiarity. Let me ask you a question. How many people cannot not see me on a regular basis on media platforms? Show of hands. Yeah. Every time you open one up, who's there? Your boy. According to Google, people touch their phones 150 times a day. Check a text message, check your calendar, check your email, right? They're on their profiles for maybe like an hour and a half of that, some of you more. What's going to increase the probability that you'll see me? Frequency. You guys posting once a week? Bro, you might as well not even do it. I post 3 to 4 times a day on all platforms every single day, 7 days a week. Because frequency equals familiarity. You feel like you'll know me over time.
Are you taking those same 3 to 4 videos and putting them on
all platforms?
So you're creating like a
correct
one set that can be shared.
Yeah, because what I've learned is that volume matters.
Now, on these different platforms for short form, like, are you taking the exact same video from Instagram? Because for instance, I found that like TikTok, I do better shorter, but Instagram, they kind of like the minute and a half. So are you taking like something, let's say that's like a minute and a half here, taking a clip from that, throwing it to TikTok, and then the overall on YouTube?
Yeah.
Like, are you funneling like on Instagram, go to my YouTube, and the same thing with TikTok?
Yeah, good question. Good question. So what we're doing, if you notice, we have video cameras in the room. We're live streaming this on YouTube at the same time, right? So not only are we capturing the long form content, we're going to take that long form content, and I have an editing team, right? A lot of you guys are trying to do this shit yourself. I have a whole team where we're going to send them the raw footage, and what they do is they take the long form, they post it on YouTube long form. I'm also posting 5 long form videos per week on YouTube. 5. Okay, so they'll take the long form, post it on YouTube, but then what they'll do is they'll take that long form, chop it up, and get 12 shorts from it. And then post that on all of the different platforms, depending on which platform is favoring what. So what's interesting is that TikTok actually right now is favoring longer form content. Right? Have you noticed that TikTok went from like nothing to like everything is a shop now, every other thing?
Everything.
Do you know why? They're trying to fucking make money. Because it's very hard to put an ad on a 60-second piece of content. It's easy to do it on an hour-long podcast. Does that make sense? So yeah, the team is the one who allocates length and that sort of thing. They do all the captions, all the editing, all the posting. And what I also don't do is I don't monitor what they post. You know what a lot of you guys will do? Fucking monitor everything. Oh, you gotta change this, you gotta do this. I don't like this angle. No. Just like let it go, bro. Let it flow. Yeah, done is better than perfect. Just let it flow, okay? Because you never know which one's gonna hit. I'll have posts, I'm like, bro, that shit is fire. Nothing. I'll have another because I wear glasses, and boom, like 200,000 people watch it. You see what I'm saying? So you just got to keep going. Yeah.
When you say you post 3 times a day,
Yeah.
are you talking reels only, or are you doing stories?
So well, I'm going to talk about this in terms of like the life cycle of attention. 3 times a day is short form. So that would be Reels, TikTok, and YouTube Shorts. Reels, TikTok, and YouTube Shorts. That's short form content. And again, short form is more like, hey. It's just getting attention. The goal is to get them to long form, which we're going to talk about, okay? So which one of these platforms are the best to build a brand? Period, end of story, hands down. Don't pass go, don't collect $200. Now, when I asked real estate agents this, look, she went like, oh, I don't know. That's interesting. Which one? Get everybody, and I'm genuinely interested in your answer. You're not going to get like a slap on the wrist if you say the wrong thing. What do you think is the best platform to build a brand on? Period, end of story.
YouTube.
I hear YouTube. What else?
For my teenagers, TikTok.
TikTok. What else?
That's what I'm selling.
All of them? Okay. Well, this one is the absolute best to build a brand on, period, end of story, hands down. There's a few reasons why. One, it's the only platform that does long and short form. Two, who's their parent company? Google. So that means you have built-in search. You have built-in search. What I see most agents doing is spending all of their time over here. Let me ask you a question. If they've done numerical statistical studies that show somebody needs to consume 15 hours worth of your content before they create that parasocial relationship with and decide if they know, like, and trust you, and if they consume 15 hours, they're more likely to do business with you, what's easier to get to the 15 hours? This or 60-second shorts?
YouTube.
100%. So it's the best period, end of story. Now, when I first started on this journey, was paying all of my attention here. And what I find is a lot of agents become myopic. They get one thing they're comfortable with, one thing that they're used to doing, one thing that, like, seems like okay, and they ignore the rest. What I'm telling you, if you are going to go pro with media, and if you know me, I don't do fucking not pro in anything. If I'm going to go pro, I need to be on all of them with the understanding this is the one I want to get them to. I want to get them to long form. The short form is more like, hey, who is this person? To get them to the long form. There's a life cycle of attention. A life cycle of attention. It goes from short form to medium form to long form. Short form is Reels, TikTok, YouTube Shorts. Okay? Again, hey, attention. Medium form is like a 2 to 10 minute video. Long form are things like a podcast or a live stream. Okay? So what would be an example of that as an agent? Short form content would be valuable information that's entertaining in some way. With a board, you're drawing, you're giving examples, here's what happened, right? Or you say something that's going to bother people. Do you think right now if you posted something about the rule change and what it means to you and how you have buyers and sellers who think that they can do it on their own, but we have all these stories of us telling them not to do something and they specifically go and do it anyway and wonder why they can't buy a house, you think that's not going to get some attention? 1,000,000%. How many of you guys posted anything about that in the last 2 days? Guys, get the fuck out of here. I did a live stream on Saturday night with our partners specifically on this. It has over 1,100 views on it immediately. Wow. Guys, what exactly are we doing? Right? Okay, so short form, medium form is a 2 to 10 minute video. That could be like what it's like to live in the lakes or the hills or whatever, right? That could be a particular community and you're going through and showing all the amenities and all the stuff and all the like new construction, all the concessions that they offer and all this other stuff, right? That's a medium form. Long form could be things like a podcast, which is super easy to do. Everybody in real estate, there's all of these different arms of real estate, insurance people, investors, like all of these different people that you could show to long form content and blast it out to your database as a value add, because those little templates that you send out about the 6 tips to fucking sell your home are lame. Nobody reads it, bro. It's boring. Right? Those companies just take your money and smile at you. So short, medium, long. I need to create an ecosystem of attention. Do you see? If I'm just posting this, have I created the ecosystem of attention? No. That's why you don't have a lot of attention. Okay? So, yeah, we talked about the short, the medium, the long. We have to create an ecosystem. Here's examples, okay? Valuetainment. Remember, that short form needs to be valuable information that's also entertaining, right? Put on glasses, put on a wig, do something that causes people to say, hey, why should I even pay attention to that? Okay? Local business highlights. You could also go to all of these local businesses and interview the owner. It's free marketing for them. They're going to post it on all their platforms, right? Easy peasy. That's a 2 to 10 minute video. And neighborhoods, okay? Long form podcasts, and then you can chop up the podcast to get short form. So when I tell people how much we're posting, I think you guys think that I am spending all of my time doing this. Do you know how much time I actually spend creating content? Like 15 hours a month. All I'm doing is documenting what I'm already doing. So I'm here talking to you, so what are we doing?
Video.
Documenting it. And also live streaming it. When I do role play on Wednesdays, it's on Zoom. We take the audio from that and we turn it into a faceless YouTube video. When I do a coaching call with the team, I take the audio from that and turn it into a faceless. I'm just documenting everything I'm doing. Does that make sense? Okay. So What you guys focus on, which is wrong, is likes and follows. What you should be focused on is conversion, right? We get all up in arms and we see, oh my God, he has 1 million followers. You shouldn't care about that. You know what you should care about? Somebody who has 6,000 subs and turned it into $1 million business. I know the ego part of us, like, is there a part of me that likes it when people notice me in public? Yeah, like small part. But I recognize that it's dumb. The main goal is this. The main goal is conversion. Is it turning into leads, buyers and seller leads? Is it turning into opportunities, right? That you otherwise wouldn't have if people didn't know who you are. Because check this out. If you're taking notes, write this down. If you don't know me, you can't flow me. If you don't know me, you can't pay me. Some of you guys are rock stars at what you do, but you're like the fucking best hidden secret in plantation.
Secret agents.
Right? Secret agents. Walking around telling, oh no. The camera comes on and people get like, oh, ah. Why? Let people see what you're doing. You do dope shit all the time. Let them see it. Okay, you also need to know your avatar. So what do you think I mean when I say know your avatar? Audience. Because you think you create content for everybody. Do you? No. You know what I learned when I looked at my metrics? 89% of everybody who watches my content is a man between the ages of 18 and 45.
Wow.
How do you know your avatar?
You can look at your metrics, and I can show you how to do that. Am I creating content for everybody?
No.
No. So what I did is I went to my wife and I said, hey, you know what I'm aware of? You will attract a whole different portion of the population who won't even watch me. So we created Elite Builders what?
Leads.
Oh, how interesting. And now she's starting to post daily and she's doing long form as well. Why? Because it rounds out the brand in the audience, 100%. So know who your avatar is. What is their psychographics? Okay, so men between the ages of 18 and 45, what are they motivated by? Freedom, independence, status. Money, which is freedom, right? Okay, cool. What is their online behavior? Where are they going when they're not watching my stuff? They're watching Tony Robbins, they're watching Ryan Pineda, they're watching Pace Morby, right? Maybe Tate, whether you like him or not. Notice when I said that, everyone's like,
So when you started
yeah.
posting on media, did you put it out there as if everyone was your audience?
Yes.
Now you see what's
Now I understand. Yes.
and who to market to.
Agreed. So when I first started, the way it really started, if you go way down in the feed, it was just me when I was setting appointments, flipping the camera on, putting the call on speakerphone so people could hear me handling objections and closing. And that got a certain portion of the population.
And did you get your client's permission to use their voice on the other end of the speakerphone?
No, in the state of Florida, I don't know if that's required. No, but I would just put it on speakerphone and I would just have the conversation.
They weren't identifiable anyway.
Yeah,
Oh, true.
they weren't identifiable, and I would blank out, like in the edit, it would like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, so that's how it started. And I would do that over and over, and what was interesting is that got a lot of views, but then it died down, because you know what happens with your audience? They get fucking bored, because you keep showing the same things over time. You know what you guys do all the time? Post the same things what? All the time! Your kids, a fucking one-dimensional picture of a listing, which is dumb, because everybody can get that online anyway. Yes?
Do you recommend like having a personal account versus a professional account? So I showed you my
Personal account. You have a
which
professional
is
account.
Very
Yeah.
Real estate heavy,
Yeah.
but I do have a professional account, which I mean, is it?
Here's my experience, is that most people's companies, they are the company.
Right,
And your company, and I'm not you specifically, this is like an impersonal you, your company's not big enough to have its own separate shit. You are the company. So if you look at people that are monstrous, what they do is they use their one feed for everything, and then when that said company gets enormous, then you can create its own thing. So like when I first started following Greg Cardone years ago, it was just him. And then once Cardone Capital got big enough, it has its own profile. You see what I'm saying? So I think that most people try to do this differentiation. I believe that is a old school mental map from people 50 years, your parents who said you have to separate work from your private life.
So there should be a certain percentage of your profile if you are the brand that is a little personal, right? Like it's
100%. Because here's what's true is for you to decide if you know, like, and trust me, there's different sides to Aaron. So I am a speaker, I'm a salesperson, I'm an investor, I like to work out, right? I'm a family guy, I've been married for 17, 18 years. Like there's different components of me. And every time I post, you get to see what? The full picture of who? Me. And you can decide if you know, like, and trust me. Does that make sense? So it should be a little of everything. We're just like, I think as a tendency, like the mental map of the world has been like, they need to be separated and I need to like not show myself. When it's actually the opposite of what people want. People want to know you. So I'm just giving them what they want. And it'll hit different people different ways. So the people that are salespeople, when I do a role play live and I handle objections, they're like, that shit's dope. But other people are like, whatever. But if I talk about investing, they're like, oh shit, I want to learn how to do that. Or if I talk about attraction, they're like, oh, I want to learn about, so you hit a whole different, like different segments of the population within your avatar. Does that make sense? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yes. Okay, so, and then what is their online behavior? And then what brands are they into? I know that guys between certain ages are into certain brands of things, right? So you get to really drill down on who, she's a partner with us and she's not here. She does a lot of new construction. She noticed the vast majority of the new construction buyers come from a particular island in the Caribbean, for her personally. So I said, may I make a suggestion? She's like, yeah. I'm like, create content for them. Because you know what the number one question they ask her? Is there any stuff, like any community stuff for people from this place? I said, hey, knock, knock. Go create content for that. They're telling you what to give them. Does that make sense? Yeah. And go with what works, because I think what happens is we want to post what we want to post. Don't do that. Because you'll get all locked in. This is what I want. I'm like, well, the fucking audience doesn't want it. Give them what they want. You know how you know that you gave them what they want? The video goes crazy. That's how you know you've given them what they want.
What do you do with the stale content that just didn't hit? Do you get rid of it? Do you keep it?
Yeah, so I think oftentimes what can happen, and you need an editing team for this, you may need to change thumbnails, you may need to change captions, you may need to change the, like the title. Because you could have two posts, same content, you change something up, one goes viral, the other one doesn't. So that's part of it.
When it doesn't hit though, that post that you did, like let's say your average, post or something's getting 60,000 views, and this one just for whatever reason got 9,000. Do you keep it there or do you get?
Yeah, I keep it.
You do?
Yeah, 100%. Okay. Yeah, I don't think this is like, we don't have to flex to be like all of our shit hits, because it won't. Even if you look at the biggest influencers, the vast majority of their stuff doesn't. You'll get one that goes to like 1 million and your life changes, but like, you know what I mean? I don't think you have to hide it. Tell people what you believe, not what you do. Why is that? Why should you tell people what you believe? 50% of people will aspire to that belief or have the same belief. They'll be magnetized to you. Other 50, well, what will it do? Repel them. It'll push away. So actually the best way to find your audience is to be yourself. Mm-hmm. Why is that so hard to do?
Fear.
Huh? Fear of what?
Failure.
Criticism,
No.
ego.
Yeah, all that shit. Fear of failure, ego, I'm just mad that somebody's gonna not like me or fucking not like what I say or blah, 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 or argue with me. You know, I tell my son, I'm like, because I show him the comments and I'll probably have you guys read some mean comments. I'm like, you realize these people are hating from the nosebleeds. They're like in their mom's basement fucking writing hate messages. It's like, like, what do you want, bro? Like, you could talk all the shit you want and imagine that this doesn't work, but like, I know it does.
I can't.
And I know the numbers and I know what I've sold and I know what we've produced and I see the revenue. So like, you can talk all the shit you want, but like, you have to understand that hating is more of a reflection of what's true for them. It has nothing to do with you. You're just bringing it out. So know your avatar. Now, short form content. Okay, most of you guys do content and you have no call to action. Zero. Nothing. You just post it and you're like, yay. And your fucking reward is whether or not it gets views or not. And you're checking it all the time. Guys, it's dumb. The whole purpose of media is to do what? Sell people shit. So you need a call to action. What would a call to action sound like? It's like, well, you know, with the marketplace changing, if you're a buyer in the marketplace and these potential rule changes in July that could go into effect, here are 3 things you need to become aware of. 1, you may have to compensate your buyer's agent a portion, if not all, of the professional fee. 2, you need to sit down with a lender and find out how much money you have to see if this is something that'll work. And 3, I would highly recommend that you interview agents before you sign a buyer's broker's agreement. If you're interested in having a confidential conversation about your purchase in 2024, DM me the word buy. God damn it, that's how you do that. That's how you do it, bro. But instead you guys are like, here are the 4 ways to do a home inspection. I hope you like the video. Bye now. ManyChat. So ManyChat, they give you 4 words for free. I have a, whatever, like a corporate account, you get 15, you get unlimited for 15 bucks. But if you notice in my feed, there'll be a course. It'll be DM me the word probate, or DM me the word roleplay, or DM me the word join. Do you see? And what will happen is when they DM you, automatically they're going to get a link to a landing page where they can go and buy something, or participate with you in some way, or sign up in some way.
Like your calendar.
Yeah, how many people are doing this? How interesting! Instead, you're using it to see what other people are doing, which is dumb. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, use it. It's an amazing tool, and it's fucking free. It's unbelievable. It's free distribution. Okay? Now, how do you get to the content? Create a content calendar. Okay? I know, how many people get overwhelmed when you hear me talk about, like, how much content? How many? Honest? Show of hands. Yeah, you're thinking, like, where am I going to find the time to do this? Well, create a content. If you did 2 podcasts per month, by the way, how long is a podcast usually? An hour, 45 minutes, so that's 2 hours worth of time. And if you did 2 medium form videos, you did a local business highlight where you interview, because I'm curious, is it going to become more valuable to be the hyper local expert in your geographic area? Yes. Yes. That's how you're going to be able to preserve commissions and demonstrate value. Because if you're just like, well, I'll meet you at the door and open it up. That is a weight loss program. Try to justify your professional fee with that. Nope. So if you do 2 of these, which by the way take 10 minutes, let's say another hour for each one. You know, you got to go there, whatever, shoot the video, fine. And then 1 day per month, you pick 1 day in this whole calendar to sit down and do 10 to 12 shorts. Just bang them out. Just the way that I just did. You know, here 3 things, da-da-da, whatever, right? And a call to action can be, if you want to learn more, be sure to follow me. That's a call to action. All of your posts should have calls to action in them. Okay? If you do this, you will end up with 2 long form, 2 medium form, and 30 shorts in 1 month. Does that seem very reasonable and tangible to all you guys?
Yeah.
That's not unreasonable. That's about 10 hours worth of work. Now, in order to do this, you have to have a team that does what? Edit and chop up and post. I need you to understand, if money is less valuable than attention, I should be willing to trade money for what? At a fast scale. You see why I spent $25,000 for someone to teach me how to do this? You see why I spent $10,000 on equipment? You see? You see why I upped it from 2 short form to 5, I mean 2 long form to 5 long form on YouTube? Okay? So you can get VAs to do this. I have a team that does it. If you want to talk to the team, I can refer you to them. Okay? And I believe as time progresses, the barrier to entry is going to get higher. Because what's happened now is the platforms are supply and demand. So the supply is what? Content. 10 years ago, was the supply as high as it is now? Do you know that more content will be posted on Instagram today than ever in human history? And tomorrow, it'll be more than any time in human history. So that means the supply is enormous. So what comes more valuable when there's more supply? Quality and production. It's the new TV. That's what becomes more valuable. So if I want to go pro, I'm going to have to invest time in a team and money. I believe the barrier to entry to do this and do it like pro is probably right now $1,500 to $2,000 a month. I believe in 5-10 years, it'll be $10,000 a month. Because it'll be just higher production. That's what it'll be, like actual studios, like so the people that are, when I went and I was on Ryan Pineda's podcast and I went to his facility, bro, it's production. They have rooms where they do different podcasts and they have all the equipment set up. It's a studio, like what? Disney World, MGM, like that's where it's going. But what I'm aware of is if you don't have a personal brand, as time progresses, it's going to become increasingly more difficult to preserve value, to preserve professional fees, things of that nature. Yes?
So I was doing this and paying a VA, and I just found the software that literally cuts your long form an hour or under, and it cuts it into, I want to say 15 shorts for you, captions it, and then rates what it believes will do the best. It's called Opus. and it literally saved me. I was doing about the same thing.
Yeah.
And I just drop it into Opus, you can come back to it, and it literally creates it all captioned out for you. So if you're worried about having
Editing.
like a VA, I went from paying a VA monthly to just literally clipping it in Opus, and it does it for you.
Yeah, so I think that that's fine. I think that that's great. I think that's where the direction that the industry is moving in. For me personally, like having like a team of humans that like I can, to give you an example, I was at an event in Cabo 2 weeks ago for EXP and masterminding with the top agents in the company. And one of them said, in every video that you have on YouTube, put a Calendly link that talks about EXP. And I was like, that's brilliant. As they're saying it to me, I text it to the team and it's in all the videos.
What did they ask you to post?
To put my Calendly link
Oh, your calendar.
in the description of every video on YouTube that talks about EXP. But so with the human component, I could be like, yo, do this right now, and it's in every video. And boom, it gets done. So yes, I think that I think it's a mixture. You know what I mean? Because I think having a human team, you can do things like quickly and efficiently and kind of brainstorm with them. Or like when Carla, she's still in the stage of like, you know, kind of looking at all the content and stuff. So what she'll do is like yesterday, she saw some stuff and she's texting the team and being like, hey, change this, change this. I don't know if I could go to the eye and be like, hey, change this. You know what I mean? So I think that it's a really good tool. I think a mixture of the two is probably the answer. A team that perhaps uses that and there's a human component. So the tools that you need. First tool you need, you have in your pocket, okay? This thing has gotten ridiculous. The camera on this thing is stupid, okay? Ridiculous. It's walking around with you all the time. Now, if you want to go pro, you get professional equipment. Again, I share with you, I just spent a bunch of money on equipment. Why? Because production quality matters. Does that make sense? So, but at first, I started off with the phone. You also need ideas. That stops a lot of people, okay? So whether it's you go into, we were in a talk with a guy who does prompt engineering on ChatGPT, and you can give it all types of prompts, and it'll bust out like a year's worth of content for you, okay? And it's just there. You just like post two things, boop, boop, and then boop, it spits it out. So that's pretty easy. And then you actually have to shoot it, which goes back to the content calendar. You just have to, and okay, what I'm aware of is people make time for things that are important. So the real reason you're not making time for media is either A, you don't understand how important it is, or B, you don't think it's important. That's the truth. That's why you don't make time for it. And I'm telling you, bro, in the world that we live in right now, ask yourself a question. How much am I dealing with reality with the world that I live in right now? Or am I resisting it? And if so, what's the bullshit reason that I'm resisting it? What's the bullshit reason why most people resist this? Tell me. Give me all of the excuses. Go ahead.
Most people care more about what others say.
Yes, they care more about what other people think. What else?
I want to keep my life private.
I want to keep my life private because you're a fucking FBI agent. What else? Huh? I'm going to look stupid.
They don't want to learn something new.
Ah! You know what people say to me when they say like, yeah, I don't do that media thing? You know what I hear in my head? I don't like money. You know what else I hear? I'm refusing to learn something new. Dude, I had a call. This is fantastic, okay? There's a woman who just partnered with us. She's 60. She interviewed 5 different sponsors. She chose us, as she should.
That lady that was on the call.
As she should. Do you know where she found me? YouTube. She reached out, had a conversation. She interviewed, she talked to all the leadership, ended up choosing us. You know what she actually said on a call live? Yeah, me and my husband were 60, and we're not going to do that media thing. So can you give me other strategies? I said, you know, I find that very interesting. She said, why? I said, because you found me on media, and you're old. So what I really hear you saying to me is, I am refusing to learn something new. Which, by the way, is dumb.
She kind of had a realization on last
Oh.
week's call, a little.
A little bit, yeah. No, and she smiled when I said that, like you guys did. She was like, you got me there. Burn. It's like sitting marinating in that shit for a little bit. Like, have that make sense to me. You found me online, you know what I mean? But you're not gonna do it. That's not the world we live in now. The world we live in now is you watch influencers whole life. You watch them on vacation, you watch them go grocery store, you fucking watch everything. So why are you hallucinating to imagine that you can be a private FBI agent and fucking like have a lot of attention? No, those two things don't go together. Okay? So and then you need somebody to, in my opinion, edit, chop up, post. I don't care how you do that, but this is the blueprint. Okay? And you just need to examine all the bullshit reasons why you don't do it and be like, yo, okay, let me ask you a question. With what I showed you and where my profiles are at, 5 years from now, where are they going to be?
Out the roof.
Out the roof. Now, will my life be easier or harder when that happens?
Much easier.
Fácil, yeah. That's easy for those who don't speak Spanish. Okay? 100%. Will I have more opportunities or less opportunities with more attention? More. Will the organization be smaller or bigger with more attention? Bigger. Will I do more business if I have more attention? Yes. So tell me again why I shouldn't be doing this. No reason. There's no reason. It's just insecurity, guys, and an unwillingness to learn something new. So, using AI, okay, you can use ChatGPT to give you ideas. I'm a residential realtor in Plantation, Florida with a YouTube channel. I create videos that educate people on buying and selling in Plantation. I explain what it's like to live in Plantation. Please write an 8-minute video outlining this idea. And you know what it'll do in promptly seconds? Give you the fucking answer. Easy peasy. Not difficult. Now, everybody should take a picture of this. This is your content calendar for the next year. Okay? These are examples of videos that you can post on YouTube, chop up, and put on shorts. What is the cost of living in Plantation, Florida in 2024? What are the pros and cons of living in Plantation, Florida in 2024? X things you need to know before you move to Plantation, Florida in 2024. X things you did not know about living in Plantation, Florida in 2024. X reasons you should move to Plantation, Florida in 2024. All of these are what? Searchable. Whose parent company is YouTube? Google. Okay? The safest communities in Plantation, Florida in 2024. Top X communities in Plantation, Florida in 2024. What's the difference between living in Plantation or Hollywood? Where should you live? Okay? What does $600,000 get you in Plantation? Nothing. A shack. Nah. It's true, bro. It's ridiculous. I used to sell homes in neighborhoods like $180,000 all day long in Sunrise. All day, all day, all day. They're like $500,000, $600,000 now, right? Homes that I made an offer on 10 years ago for $400,000 are $1 million. So, but look, right? Here it is. This is here, the content calendar. All you have to do is do what? Fucking shoot the videos. That's it, okay? So, let's do some mean comments. Because write this down, perfection is the fear of failure in disguise. Perfectionism is the fear of failure in disguise. It's fucking completely true. You know, all you guys read these books about 10,000 hours? Oh my God, it's 10,000 hours. I heard that thing. It's 10,000 hours, law of attraction. Blah, 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 blah. You know what's bullshit about that? It's not 10,000 hours. You know what it is? 10,000 iterations. I had a guy call me. He's like, hey, bro, I want to be like you. I want to do talks. I want to coach. I want to do this. Where do you think I should start? He wanted this whole blueprint and map. You know what I told him? Start speaking. And if it's good, people will listen. And if it's not, guess what? You'll know. They won't. And then make adjustments. And then you'll get better. It's iterations, guys. We get ready to get going, possibly provided that nothing comes up and the weather's just right. You know what I'm saying? You guys are ready, aim, 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 ready, aim. I need to watch a few more podcasts. Ready, aim, ready, aim, ready, ready, aim. I need to ask a few more questions. Ready, aim, ready, aim, ready, aim. What it should be is fire, 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 fire.
We fired them.
And then you learn as you go. Does that make sense? Okay? My first podcast, the power went out as I was doing it. If you go back and look, the content's great. Production, shitty. Shitty camera. It's in like this room. There's no lighting. It's bad. If you're not embarrassed by your first attempt, you waited too long. You should look back at your content 6 months ago and be like, oh my God, that was terrible. That's how it should be, guys. It's a shame that school teaches us not to make mistakes. Because when you make mistakes, what happens in school?
Learn.
No, you get punished. What do they call collaborating in school? Cheating. Which is fucking stupid. It's how you learn. Okay? So, mean comments. A lot of you guys don't post because you can't put up with people talking shit about you. So what we're going to do, this post right here, look, 385,000 views, 9,000 hearts, 186 comments, 3,277 shares. What you should be looking at, by the way, to see if your content is hitting, is this part.
This is YouTube?
No, this is Instagram. So don't look at this. Look at this, because this means 3,277 people thought this was good enough to share it with somebody. And 3,564 people thought it was good enough to bookmark it. Make sense? Here's another one. Look, 7,900, wait, what is it? 793,745 plays, but look, 9,600 shares, 4,031 bookmarks. Exactly. Yeah, it's okay. Oh, so.
Can I read the main tweet?
Yeah, well, let's hand it to somebody. Let them read it. So what we're going to do is, I want you guys to see the mean tweets. Just read from that one. And just scroll down and find the meanest ones.
I saw this guy at the bar last
I saw this guy at the bar last night. What else?
Cheesesteak caught astray for no reason.
Cheesesteak caught astray for no reason. What else? Find mean ones.
No, Ron, don't gotta be up at 5 to be successful. Plenty of colleagues that don't go to sleep until 5. You think you're him? You're not that guy.
I can't.
You think you're him? You're not that guy, pal. And I'm like, great. You're in your mom's basement talking shit. Go ahead.
Go take a lesson from Andy. He'll teach you something.
Yeah, go learn from this guy. He'll teach you something. What else?
Everyone complaining that's why they're average. It's about the routine and consistency that produces.
So that's somebody agreeing. So you have 3 shitty comments and 1 person agreeing with me. What else?
I hate sales.
I hate sales. What else?
Shut up.
Shut up!
Clown.
Clown! Hell yeah. I'm glad it's hitting you like that. Yeah.
Was there another one you didn't bring?
Yeah, maybe he saw another one. So, yeah, the point is guys, if everybody likes you, you're not leading. Listen to what I just said to you. We have built in us this desire to, it's biological. Because in the past, not being a part of the tribe could mean death. But if everybody likes you, you're not leading. You're also not sharing what you truly believe. And that comes with this. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So you need to become okay with people disagreeing with you and people not liking. So if you derive a lot of your personal kind of self-worth from acceptance of others, this is going to be very hard. Right? But if I know this is true and what I'm speaking is true for me, it's not like I read it in a book, I think it's cute. Right? And I'm being authentically myself. Why is being authentically yourself so difficult? Huh? Yeah, we want to be liked by everybody. Let me tell you, okay, if Jesus showed up right now, somebody wouldn't like his hair, somebody wouldn't like his skin, somebody wouldn't like the color of his robe, they definitely wouldn't like the color of his skin. As your audience expands, is it possible to make everybody happy? So why are you guys still trying to do it? Stop it. The best form of advertising is authenticity, because what all of those haters don't realize, do you know what they're doing by posting? It actually boosts the algorithm and sends me out into the world more so I can find people who vibe with me. Is this making sense? Notice the energy in the room? So, how many of you, if you want to get a recording of this presentation, you can take a picture of that. It'll be on YouTube. So now, do you feel like you're equipped and understand media better than you did before you walked in the room?
Absolutely.
And do you have actionable steps that you can take right now to do it?
Yes.
Good. Now, I want to say a quote to you before I share with you this vehicle, the modern, and the opportunity. The best planners who don't execute get nowhere. How many of you guys know somebody, maybe it's yourself, who plan, but never actually execute? Yeah, they get fucking nowhere. So you have to strike while the iron is hot, otherwise you end up with the law of diminishing intent. You will intend to do this shit, a day will go by, 2 days will go by, 3 days will go by. What's the probability you actually do it? 0. So even if the action step is to create the content calendar, even if the action step is to reach out to somebody about editing, whatever the action step is, make sure within 24 hours of you leaving here, you do something. Can everybody agree to this? Say aye. Aye. Okay, good. If you're a shitty marketer, you have to become a world-class salesperson. For 15 years of my career, because of the instruction I was getting, didn't pay attention to marketing at all, so I turned myself into the Michael Jordan of selling real estate. I could list 100 homes a year. I did